I wanted to go more in depth with what potentially might be these revolutionary features that Ice Universe put out a tweet the other day talking about the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Now, we went through the specs of what we expect to be with the Galaxy Z Fold 7, but what, again, could the features or additions or specs that are crazily improved and potentially not on other foldable phones that would be with the Galaxy Z Fold 7, have it be new to the line or new overall to the overall folding phone world. Now, 16 gigs of RAM potentially for the Galaxy Z Fold 7 for the 1 terabyte. I've heard that rumor being floated around a little bit. I actually don't think that will happen, at least here in America and a lot of the world. I think it'll be 12 gigabytes of RAM across the board. I don't think there'll be any kind of 16 gig version of this phone unless you're in Korea or China. But there's always hope that might happen again, and if it does, it's going to happen with the 1 terabyte version of the Galaxy Z Fold 7, and then the other ones would get the 12 gigabytes. Now, battery. This one keeps going back and forth. The 4400 milliamp battery would be correct. The size of it is not changing, but the silicon carbon battery potentially might be the difference in this. I've heard rumors a couple of weeks back that this would be happening potentially, and then I haven't really heard anybody else talk about it. So it might not be true, but that would be one of those things that potentially would come to this, that would be new to the line. And I don't think any other folding phone, no, you know what, there was a folding phone, the Oppo, I believe, has that kind of battery, but it would be new to the Galaxy Z Fold line. And there's rumors are already thinking about turning all their batteries for their upcoming phones this year or next year over to this technology. So this might be one of the first devices to get this type of battery, which is better for overall longer usage. You can actually put more milliamps into the battery, and the battery doesn't get all that big compared to a lithium ion battery. But obviously you'd say, well, why would they do that if they're going to keep the battery the same? Great question. Glad you asked. I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they're just testing it out and making sure everything runs well with it. But as of right now, that could potentially be one of the things that is kind of revolutionary about this device. Next would be the 25 watt Qi 2 wireless charging. From what I know and what I remember, it would be the first folding phone with the Qi 2 wireless charging. Now, not fully supported because it doesn't have the magnets built into the phone. You'd have to get a case or an adapter of some sort, magnet adapter that has it and allows for it. But otherwise, yeah, you're looking at potentially that would be another reason that they're like, hey, we have Qi 2 wireless charging in our Galaxy Z Fold 7. First time on a Galaxy phone, or first time on any folding phone for that matter. New hinge, new glass, less crease. I think this is probably where a lot of the weight lies in terms of what we're seeing that's going to be revolutionary about this folding phone, because a lot of the other phones are built well, don't get me wrong, but I think they're going to be like, this is the toughest Galaxy Z Fold phone ever and folding phone ever. It's the best durability. I think that's going to be where they're like, hey, this is why it's so revolutionary. This is my personal thought on this. I think there's a few other things as well, but I think this is going to be the major push point of why they're saying this is a revolutionary device, is because of the build quality, the hinge, less crease. I think glass is going to be more durable. I think that's why they're going to end up saying it. Now, new thicker S Pen. I'll get into some more details towards the bottom, as you can see, but yeah, the pen would be newer. Toughest foldable phone I just mentioned. Dust resistance would be the other major thing added to this. I've seen that recently. I've even spoken about it recently, where dust resistance potentially would be one of the newer things added to this line. No other folding phone that I know of has dust resistance. So that would make sense why this is such a revolutionary design. It goes along with the durability of the device and the toughness of this device. Such a huge marketing point, you know, bring this to the beach, throw it in the mud. You know, I'm not gonna say that, but they're gonna show that it's durable. So it would make sense. Going down the page on here, S Pen features, I think, you know, that could be one of the things. If they're changing the design of this S Pen, maybe they're adding technology into this. Maybe they're adding Bluetooth back into it after removing it from the S25 Ultra S Pen. Maybe it will be in this one, and that would make sense. It would be the first pen with, I think, Bluetooth in it on a folding phone. I don't think the OnePlus folding phone of the Oppo had Bluetooth, and I could be wrong, but this one would be one of the newer ones, and it would be a good selling point for them. Purchased, sold separately, obviously, for the S Pen, but a good selling point for the phone overall. You'd be able to use it to take photos. You could use it to control your device from far away. There's things built into there. There could be even more beyond the Bluetooth potentially being added into it. There could be things such as features that it would be able to do on the phone that you can't do on anything else because of the bigger display. Maybe there's a new app built in there. Who knows? I can't really think of anything specific, but that would be my guess on it. Multitasking features. Definitely, this would be something that would be a great point of addition for this phone because you have a bigger display. Maybe it's easier to multitask now, which it's already pretty easy, but maybe it's easier. Maybe there's multiple ways to multitask on here. Maybe you can have, who knows? Just think of all the possibilities what multitasking could bring with it. They already have a bunch of ways to do it and features that you can do with it, but maybe they're gonna add more. The other thing I think would be a bigger selling point would be AI features. They love to add AI features. This one could specifically get some of its own AI features, again, because of the way it looks, because of its design, because of the bigger display on this as a bigger phone. They could definitely add some AI features on here that we're not thinking of that would improve the overall device with sound, with display, with making the phone communicate with us in a way that it's easier to understand what's going on with the phone. So there's a multitude of ways that AI could be integrated into the design of this phone and usage of this phone. But those are my ideas of what's going to make this phone revolutionary. It's hard to think of any other things that would really change this that we don't already know about the phone, because physically we know what the phone's going to look like. It's just a matter of time before we actually get to this phone in terms of, all right, this is it. This is what it's going to be. Samsung is not holding back on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 at all. They have released another leak, an official leak direct from Samsung, and this is pretty cool. They started off with thin, light, and built to last, the new era of the Galaxy Z Fold series. While people have long valued smartphones for their power, convenience, and usability, they also expect a mobile device that blends versatility with portability. At Samsung, our drive to deliver the ultimate mobile experience has always been guided by the needs of our users. The unwavering commitment to meeting their evolving needs has driven the development and ongoing refinement of innovative form factors that consistently define the parameters of mobile experiences. Introduced in 2019, the Z Fold was a completely new form factor that combined the portability of a smartphone with the extensive productivity of a tablet, challenging conventional perceptions of what a smartphone could be. Driven by the bold vision that foldable series could reconcile two seemingly conflicting demands, and it totally does. Large screens and true portability. Samsung looked to other industries for inspiration, engineering a durable hinge and proving that smartphone displays too could fold. It was a synthesis of creativity and productivity that unlocked new possibilities, from seamless multitasking on-to-go immersive content creation. But smartphones are constantly companions that we tuck into our pockets, use with one hand, and take everywhere we go. So it's only natural that users desire a foldable design that is as easy to carry as to use. To that end, Samsung engineers and designers are refining each generation of the Z series to be thinner, lighter, and more durable than the last. This year, that journey reaches a new milestone. The newest Z Fold series is the thinnest, lightest, and most advanced foldable yet, meticulously crafted and built to last. And they show off a video that is crazy in how thin this thing is. They show it completely wide open and closed at the same time. Even when it's closed, it looks ridiculously thin. Like, you see the side and you're like, right when the video starts, you're thinking, okay, that's the phone when it's open, but it's not. Once they open it, it is insanely thin. And we knew it was gonna be thin, and then we hear the durability is gonna be amazing, and then mentioning the durability, the weight is supposed to be light as well, like lighter than any other Galaxy Z Fold phone we've had before. Don't know exactly how much, but it's supposed to be the thinnest and lightest they've ever released on any Z Fold line. And they're giving us little teases with this thing. It's gonna have One UI 8/Android 16. That just launched today. It's available for update on Pixel devices today. And it's amazing, guys. We're literally a month away, 1 month away, 30 days away. You're gonna be able to pre-order the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and have one of the thinnest and lightest foldable phones in the world, and obviously the thinnest and lightest Samsung's ever released, the most powerful, the best cameras, the best software, the newest software. There's some really cool things going on with this phone, and I cannot wait. It seems like every single day this week we've had a drop of information about the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Today is no different. They released another little tidbit of information, this time on the cameras. And this is on their official site, saying your smartphone camera now gets what you're looking at and responds. Today's mobile imaging goes beyond just a high quality lens or advanced sensor. It demands seamless integration of hardware, software, and AI. That's why Samsung Electronics approaches camera innovation as a holistic system, where each advancement is supported by tightly integrated technologies, meaning it's just not for taking photos, it's for other things as well. That's what they mean. The unified vision allows Galaxy devices to continuously redefine mobile photography, empowering users to capture, create, and communicate more meaningfully. They continue on saying, as AI, who doesn't love a little AI, evolves from text-based prompts to multimodal understanding, Galaxy devices are becoming smarter, able to get what you're looking at and respond to situations. The camera is at the heart of this transformation, more than just a tool for capturing images. Coupled with enhanced AI-powered features, the Galaxy camera is now part of the intuitive interface that turns what users see into understanding and action. When paired with the flexible, expansive screen of a foldable, this experience becomes even more powerful, dynamic, and immersive, because innovation means nothing without trust. Privacy is built with every layer, helping to ensure the data is protected at all times. Stay tuned. The camera will only get smarter, helping others capture life's moments more vividly and make everyday experiences more seamless, personal, and impactful. The ultimate experience is about to unfold. Man, they covered like every base that you could be like, well, a camera's gonna invade my privacy. No, it's not, because we give you good privacy. And cameras are just for taking photos. No, they're not. They're for AI. Like, they literally try to cover every step with this little paragraph about their cameras. You know, they're showing that the cameras, we know this anyway through leaks, that the camera is going to be an ultra camera. It has that 200 megapixel camera, the same as the one on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which is also considered obviously an ultra camera. It's an ultra phone overall. Now they're showing you, and you can already do this, like what they're mentioning is not anything you can't do already. I can take my Galaxy Z Fold 6, I can go into the Gemini app, and I can have it look through that lens, and I can talk to it about the world that's around me. I can be like, hey, what is this? How do I fix this? How do I do this? How do I make this a recipe out of these ingredients? It does all of that. Hell, these glasses do that. None of that stuff's new. I think where they're trying to make it seem more impressive is that, and they don't say it in these words, but you can kind of read between the lines, and then when you know what the leak's about, is that the camera's gonna have more higher definition impact with that 200 megapixel camera, so more details can be seen and cropped into. But again, most of that stuff that you're gonna look at is gonna be very close anyway to what you're looking at, so it's not a huge difference. But at the end of the day, you want something that does a lot of things, and the Z Fold 7 will do a lot of things. They're really pushing AI, they're really pushing the build quality, they will push the bigger displays, they will push the technology and the updates and everything else behind it. So with that said, we're looking at a phone that can do everything, just like your Z Fold 6, let's not lie, but at the same time, in a better way. Beta 2 has come out for the Galaxy S25 phones, and I have already downloaded it. It's a big update, and it brings with it a bunch of fixes and some other things as well. So let's check out what they're giving us. So it's a 1.2 gigabyte update. You can see new features added, user feedback feature to improve interpreter performance, and then it's a bunch of bug fixes. They fixed their now brief text alignment issue and the morning brief screen persisting issue, improved battery widget icon, widget size on lock screen increasing, intermittent fingerprint recognition, screen failure and recognition errors, intermittent fingerprint unlock errors and file movement malfunctions in the secure folder, the issue with volume being lowered when making a Bluetooth call in a vehicle, the issue where there's no sound being heard when a notification arrives during the game, or a game I should say, non-functioning errors in Galaxy AI weather and time wallpapers, fix the issue of not being able to go back when gesture recognition is enabled, fix the issue of the air command icon, there's tons of issues in here, sound not ringing when the clock app is not updated, stabilization through updates, and many other improvements. But yeah, this is when you just look at this, and I kind of have gone through this a little bit, but when you go through this, you're not gonna notice almost anything really with the way this looks. It's really a under the hood update, and I'm fine with that, I guess. I mean, it's always good to get new features and stuff like that, and I think we'll see new AI features come out when Galaxy Z Flip and Fold 7 come out. I think they'll add some stuff in there that we probably weren't maybe used to or anticipating. But as of right now, with these updates, you're not really seeing much on here. One thing that will be happening though is with the S24 phones, those will be getting this update. It looks like next, which is not a huge surprise. One thing that makes me think is like, are we going to see this on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Flip 7? Oh, sorry, Fold 6 and Flip 6 before the Fold 7 comes out? That's one question I would have about it. And I don't know if we end up will, because I think they kind of want that to feel fresh, and maybe we won't get a beta for those phones, or if we do, it'll be a little bit later. But otherwise, I think that when we do get the update, I think obviously, like I said, I think it'll be missing a couple of features that the Fold 7 and Flip 7 have, and then eventually get those in a few months or 6 months down the road, so that they can find it kind of feel fresh on the Fold and Flip line, and people would potentially want to upgrade because of those features that they're not getting on their Fold 6 and Flip 6, but they would be on the Flip 7 and Fold 7. Beyond that though, you're not going to see a lot of differences. Like I said here, it's a lot of the same stuff that we've seen in the past. It feels smooth, same as it did before. With the first beta, I didn't notice any issues. Everything feels good on here. It's a really smooth experience overall, and yeah, you can download it right now. It's available in more countries too. I believe India now has the beta, so if you live in India, which I know a lot of you do, check that update. Just go into the Samsung Members app, and you can go, no matter where you live, I guess you could do this. Go into the Samsung Members app and scroll along at the top here, these banners here, and look for one that says the beta, One UI 8 beta. And if you see it, just tap on it and go through the steps of downloading it. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, right around the corner, and more information is beginning to leak out. Again, this time from Panda Flash, and it's all about the camera. And we are knowing that the camera is super important because of the 200 megapixel update on the main sensor, which is gonna bring ultra-like camera quality. His tweet says that the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Flip 7 will use Samsung's new generation Galaxy AI Pro Visual Engine, which will later be expanded to the S25 series. Main improvements for this Pro Visual Engine are better image output, better digital zoom quality, and video stability. And those are all really important when taking photos. So what it means is that when you take a photo with your Galaxy Z Fold 7 or Flip 7, that with the Galaxy AI baked into that, it's going to make your image look better. So the image output, the quality of the image will look clearer and sharper, and better overall colors and everything with it that goes along with an outputted image. Then you've got the digital zoom quality. It doesn't mean that they're going to improve the digital zoom out, like it's not gonna go from 100x or 30x to 1000x or something like that. That's not what it means. It means when you take a digital zoom photo, maybe take it at 20x or 30x, that the quality of that image is going to look better than it would look like, for instance, on maybe an S24 Ultra phone, because that doesn't have this specific Pro Visual Engine. And that is important because those are basically synthetically moving it zoomed in, and when it takes that photo, it's got to mess with it, and this is going to improve that quality overall. Video stability, again, it's already pretty darn good, but you can always improve these things. If you look at the difference between you walking down the street holding your phone and video, it's going to be, again, it probably won't show really any shake, but if you're holding a gimbal and your phone in that gimbal, it's a whole another level of stabilization. This is probably going to add some of that stabilization. Is probably gonna be a good middle point between a gimbal and holding the phone in hand and having it be really stable. Again, all with Galaxy AI. So Galaxy AI is not just gonna be what you can do baked into that gallery app or within the Notes app or the audio app. It's also gonna happen kind of under the hood so that, you know, if you don't have to necessarily interact with it, it's doing the work for you. So I like seeing this. This is really the way AI should probably be. A lot of the time is like kind of no guesswork. It just does it for you. I would assume this is probably going to be a setting that is automatically turned on, but you can also automatically turn it off. I think that will be as much as we'll probably have to deal with it. Otherwise, I'm looking very much forward to this. I'm fine with my photos being artificially improved as long as they look good, and as long as the video is looking more stable, and as long as the zoom quality of the photo that I took or video that I took looks better. I'm totally cool with that, and it's cool that it's coming first to the Z Fold 7 and Flip 7 in just a month. There is a new image going around showing off the Galaxy Z Fold 7 in a promotional poster or cardboard cutout, and it shows it's incredibly thin, like we have hoped and thought it would be. Now, in this image though, there's a couple things that I want to point out, and I've recreated it as a cartoon because I think there's probably going to be some strikes going around for copyright, so I've recreated it in AI as a cartoon, so that's why it looks a little cartoonish. Beyond that though, first thing that pops out to me is when I look at that front bezel, I already gave it away. The front display, the bezel, it does look like it sticks out a little bit on the left-hand side. And I know, again, this is a recreation, but even on the real image, it still kind of looks like that as well. I don't know if it's because of the way it's angled, which is probably the case, or it really does feel like on the left-hand side, there's like a bunch of bezel hanging over, but I think it's probably more of the angle of the image, hopefully, that we're looking at. But otherwise, the other thing I want to mention is you can see the camera on there. You can see the thinness of this phone, which is absolutely sexy looking. That looks, wow. Looks like I want that in my hand right now, which is going to be about a month from now, a little over a month from now. We'll have this in our hand. You don't see, it is what we've been hearing and hoping for in this phone in terms of it being, you know, thinner, lighter. It is going to be supposedly less bezel. I don't think you can really tell from this photo, but it is supposed to be less bezel than we've ever had before with the phone. But the main thing they're really showing off is its thinness, truly and wholly to the ending of this. This image was taken in like a studio warehouse thing, like I think where they make these types of posters and cardboard cutouts. It looks like promotional items, but yeah, they're really gonna sell the thinness on this. But I mean, this thing's packed with power. 200 megapixel camera. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite in there. It's got 12 gigs of RAM, potentially up to 16 on the 1 terabyte, but I actually don't think it will have that. I think it's gonna be 12 gigabytes across the board. We're gonna talk about the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Flip 7 today, because why wouldn't we? Every day there seems to be something new that's coming out about these phones, and we're gonna dive right into it right now. The first thing being is that Samsung is again going to talk much about Gemini at Unpacked, especially Gemini Live, which is one of the highlighting points of the Z Fold 7 and Flip 7. That's not a surprise at all. Gemini has been a huge talking point for Samsung Galaxy phones, not even just the folding phones, but all of their major flagship phones. They keep talking about it, and to highlight Gemini Live, which they've already done in some publications of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 saying, you know, like, oh, the cameras are smarter than just taking photos. They're going to be able to do a little bit more. And I used Gemini Live just yesterday. I can't remember what I used it for. Sometimes I'll put it on like a video game, like how do I get past this level? Like there's a million reasons to activate Gemini Live on your phone, and you know, them publicizing that more is perfectly fine with me, especially if they add something in there that I'm not even thinking of a feature specifically for the Flip 7 and Fold 7. I think that's gonna be really cool when they announce whatever they're going to announce at Unpacked for the Fold 7 and Flip 7 with Gemini. Z Flip 7 only mentions, or at least it sounds like at Unpacked, they're only going to mention the improved photo quality of the phone, the cover display, and the new cases with that phone. The bigger upgrade is the Fold 7. Flip 7 got their bigger upgrade last year, and now it's the Fold 7's turn to be the star of the show, and I like that because that's the phone I like better. I think the Flip 7, the Flip line sells better than the Fold line, but the Fold is definitely more exciting, at least in my eyes. More features, Samsung's going to highlight Pro Scaler, which if I'm not mistaken, that has to do with the display and making the display look better with AI. Correct me if I'm wrong though in the comments. Galaxy AI generative edits, which I use this quite a bit. This is great for, and I've done videos on this, multitude of videos showing you how to remove things, then it replaces it with something else. Or say I had like a bird on my shoulder and I removed the bird, it would fill in whatever part of my shirt was missing because the bird was blocking it. Generative edit is amazing on Galaxy AI. Samsung XR, which I actually did a video today about Samsung's extended reality glasses. I have the Meta glasses. They're gonna go against these glasses, and it's super interesting. I'm just curious, are they gonna make it seem like you get extra features if you have a Samsung Galaxy phone and you get the XR glasses? That would be interesting. I'm not a total fan of having exclusive features for one specific device. Apple does that a lot. Maybe they have to do it just based off the way the software is created on Samsung Galaxy phones versus XR glasses from Samsung. We'll wait and see what they say. Now Brief, which is the little app that's built into your phone that kind of tells you about your day and what you got going on there. It's going to be added on the Fold 7 and Flip 7, not a big surprise. Z Fold 7 and Flip 7, or 7-inch style, or 7 style wallpapers support a smooth glow transition between the lock screen and the home screen. So they'll have this glowing transition when you go back between the lock screen and the home screen on the Fold 7 and Flip 7. There's gonna be 7 wallpapers that do that. So, you know, this isn't all they're going to talk about at Unpacked. They would talk about the Flip 7, the Fold 7, the Flip 7 FE, the fan edition. So they have 3 phones. They're going to talk about the XR glasses and the XR headset, or at least the XR headset, which is going to be their competitor to the Apple Vision Pro. You've got the Galaxy Watch 8 watches on there that they'll talk about. I don't, if I remember correctly, I think that's all they're going to talk about and release at this show. And even still, I keep hearing that the headset that's going to go against the Apple Vision Pro is not going to be released at this show. They might show it off, but it's going to be released in Korea first and then America later on in the year. But yeah, I think from this specific article, the big exciting takeaway is that software plays a major part of this, obviously, like it has and always will be, because software can consistently change, like I say, and the hardware is going to stay the same forever once they put it out there. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.